Pay attention, crypto gossipators. Things are about to get interesting. Remember, not financial advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, big question. Imagine Bitcoin goes to 500,000. Is that going to impact Shiba Inu? How far is Shiba Inu going to be dragged up? I mean, it's good for Bitcoin, 500,000, but will it have such a big impact? Will it take SHIB to 1 cent, 10 cents, $1? Will millionaires and billionaires be created? Will lives be changed? It all sounds like a beautiful story, but the potential of Bitcoin going to 500,000, 500K in other words, is probable. Why not? Why not? We just never know with cryptos and how far everything could be dragged up. Maybe the supply shock that it will experience in this bull run with more money, more whales, with everything more is going to have that sort of an effect. I know last bull run, we went over 60K with Bitcoin. That dragged everything up and created the most beautiful stories of these lonely crypto holders. But guess what, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that this time it is going to be different and it is going to be way more interesting with way more eyes on it. So what is going to happen during this Bitcoin halving after Bitcoin reaches certain levels? And let's just look at 500K. I know you're gonna say, well, let's first see Bitcoin over 100K, but why not look at 500,000? Well, let's look at the best case scenario here. What sort of projections could we have? And you know, I myself have my own projections, but why not also look at AI? I know some of you are going to say, well, AI isn't very accurate. Google Bard, ChatGPT, their predictions not always right. But it's not bad to look at them because at the end of the day, these are still predictions. These AI analyze all the websites out there. I don't know the full mechanics behind it, but I imagine they gather information and take an average of everything they can find on the web. Okay? Or at least that is more or less what they do. And that way, if we can look at their predictions, we could more or less have a realistic approach. Okay, we could compare it and say, is this realistic? Is this not our predictions? Because a lot of you probably would have predictions. If I was to ask you right now, well, how far do you think SHIB would go if Bitcoin reaches 500K? Probably a lot of you will have answers for it. So I think it is important to take the time and see what Google Bard and ChatGPT can actually say about this prediction. I know there's an error here in the typing, okay? So mind that. Now, a big article was written. I'm not going to start reading out every single thing. I'm not going to be boring you guys, but I found a very interesting tweet here, which is from Elja saying 2013. Everyone was saying Bitcoin will never hit $500, okay? That's what happened. 2017, Bitcoin will never hit $5,000. Guess what? It hit. 2021, Bitcoin will never hit 50,000. It did. 2025, Bitcoin will never hit 500,000. So you see how zeros are being added and it just keeps on accomplishing. These are all the bull runs that we had, and every year it just seems to be topping and topping and topping. You guys see it yourself, guys. There is a chart here so you can check it out for yourselves, you know, how it could be increasing, how much money is pouring in. So this is a beautiful graph that is being formed, and I think we could be seeing a very nice breakout very soon. So I wouldn't be surprised about this. Now, what are the predictions here, right? So let's just get to the most important point, the most important detail. What are these predictions for a 500K Bitcoin? How far is it going to be dragging SHIB? Will it drag it to levels that we have never ever seen before? And will SHIB actually have enough power and will to follow it until the end? So probably this is a very, very interesting thing. Now, someone typed in asking the AIs what they think, and this is what we have here. Google Bard gave a more conservative estimate for the price of Shiba Inu, noting it could soar as high as 500% to 1000% from its current price levels. the chatbot bot believes a 500k Bitcoin price could push the meme coin as high as 0.40495 and 0.40990 in the long run. So as you see, these aren't like crazy predictions. In fact, this is a very realistic, and some eyes would be even seen as quite pessimistic prediction. But 500 and 1000% is still nice, guys. A 5x, 10x on your investment. Imagine if there are whales out there that are holding 20 million of this, 50 million of this, and they see 1000% increase. That's pretty crazy. It really is crazy. Or if the whale holds as much as $100 million worth of SHIB, becomes a billionaire straight away. I mean, yes, I know I'm talking about very large sums of money, but these type of returns are still nice. This isn't 100% accurate, right? I'm not saying this is how it's going to be, but as you see, ChatGPT isn't going off the boundaries. They're not telling you guys that that Shiba Inu is going to go to $10 or $100 or $1,000. That would be unrealistic, okay? Because at the end of the day, we all know what is going on with SHIB. We know the market cap situation. We know the circulating supply. We all understand that, you know, burning is extremely important, and so on. There's many things. So you see, as it is written here, the path towards clearing multiple zeros is a bumpy one for Shiba Inu. However, with its consistency in burn rates, well activity, and SHIBARIUM evolutionary trends, achieving the forecasted projections by ChatGPT and Google Bard is feasible soon, right? So these are, in my opinion, realistic predictions, because at the end of the day, probably these artificial intelligence have taken into account you know, the burning and the whale activity and SHIBARIUM. But again, they're taking into account what is going on right now, what is happening in the present and in the past. It's very difficult to predict the future because there's many other factors. The economic environment, also we're going to have the government. So many things will contribute to that. But all the indicators always point towards it going up. Okay, I haven't heard anyone talking about it going down as of now. So that is the very important point. And another point that needs to be made about ChatGPT and Google Bard. Although these are AIs, they specialize in everything, right? And they can cover everything. But they are not highly specialized in one thing, right? So these aren't ChatGPT hasn't been created specifically for crypto, or you know, Google Bard hasn't been created specifically for crypto. So the point here is that this is kind of general information, because they can answer any question, anything you have, but it's always in very general terms. So we'd probably expect, you know, if you think they are going to give you the exact answer, absolutely not, because they haven't been fed, I think, enough information for that. They haven't been trained enough for that. And also, they shouldn't really be used as financial advisors, because people could be suing ChatGPT and so on. There could be a lot of legal consequences, and I can see that actually happening. And therefore, all of it is extremely general. So that is the type of point I'm making. So whatever answer you have here, right? So it's given us a few price predictions. Use it to compare to your prices, what you have estimated, because you must have estimations as well, right? And like I've said many times, this is positive because it shows that it will go up. It should be going up, but maybe not as positive as some of you would have liked it to be. And if you are upset about it, don't take this as a 100% proof of what is going to happen, because no one really knows. AI itself doesn't really know. Everything is extremely volatile. And as I've said, it's not a crypto software. It's just a software to answer all the questions in the world. So you never know what is going to happen in the future. You don't understand also if it's being, well, basically the information that it's getting, is it biased or not biased? Which websites is it scanning to get its information? Because there are many websites. You know how Shiba Inu goes, 50-50. Some very positive individuals and some very negative individuals. Positive articles, negative articles. So this is how it goes for Shiba Inu. But either way, reaching 500k is still a very, very big target. I think, you know, going over 100k could have a very strong result, but 500k, I'm not 100% sure about that. It's a very nice number, and I would love it to go this far. But I also think it is, you know, up there. It's at the other end of the scale. So many times you got to check everything. You got to look at everything, look at your plans, make it as realistic as possible, and see how this 2024-2025 is going to work out. But as of now, please comment down below. Let me know how you feel, guys. What are your predictions? What do you think about Google Bard and ChatGPT? Do you think they are you know, credible enough? Can we trust them, or is it just one of the many tools that we should be looking at? And also, it would be very nice to see you subscribe, turn that notifications bell on, and as usual, guys, big thank you to everyone. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.